These are the top 10 players from England v Andorra today. Look, you man love this format when I do it on TikTok for Champions League games and normally England international games. Unfortunately, I've brought it to YouTube in maybe the worst game possible because wow, Thomas Tuchel, he didn't want to give me anything to work with. I mean, spoiler alert, all 10 players today will be from England. Normally it's like 5 from here, 5 from there, maybe like 6 and 4. I'll be doing it again for like Champions League, match day 1, I'll do top 10 players, match day 2, etc, etc. So again, like the video, subscribe in advance for those ones. They should be more exciting. But nonetheless, let's talk about the top 10 from today, because in 10th I have Marcus Rashford. Look, if it was a video about the first 2 minutes, he'd have been number 1, because the way he was doing the elastical flip-flaps like Magical Gonzalez when he arrived at Cadiz, for those of us who remember, I said, he's got confidence back from Barcelona. But the rest of the game, I can't lie, he kind of got padlocked. A lot of his attempted dribbles went out for like goal kicks and stuff, so it wasn't like incredible. But again, I'll give him a little 10th place. 9th and 8th, I'm gonna save time. Back to back, Dan Burn and Mark Gahey, they can be together because let's be frank, they didn't really have much to do, right? Like, same, I could have put Pickford in here, but again, I've not, because he literally didn't have a save to make. But I'll put Gahey and Burn. Dan Burn, low-key, could have maybe got a bit more of an impact in the box, like going forward. A few corners where you're thinking, just try jump for it, but instead I'm seeing other guys win it. So again, I'll put them 9 and 8. In 7th we have Miles Lewis Skelly. I've seen that clip surfacing during, was it pre-season? I think Gabriel Heinze, one of the new Arsenal coaches, for those of us who know about Gabriel Heinze, his United times, Marseille and whatnot, he used to be quite a deadly left back, and he's been clearly teaching Skelly how to cross the ball, because Skelly, that was one of the big weaknesses in the game. He couldn't really cross, or rather we never saw him crossing the ball, right? He'd always love to invert the little passing thing. We seen him whipping a delightful ball in this game. One touch, take it out his feet and bang. But again, other than that, didn't really do much. One of the quieter games for Lewis Skelly. I feel like, going forward, normally we see him interlink and whatnot. There wasn't a lot going on. Whether that was his fault or by design, I don't know. Harry Kane is in 6th. Look, he set up a great chance, but other than that, again, it's a tough one today because they're all going to be England players, but nobody really stood out, bar maybe the top 4, if you would. The rest is like, you were all okay, So with Harry Kane, he set up a nice chance for someone that should have scored. We'll mention him later because he's definitely going to be up there. He had a couple chances himself. Again, another header that went miles over the bar and like a tame left foot shot. And nothing really impressive from him in this game. I felt as though I don't know what happens. It's like for England, although he gets bare goals, don't get me wrong, for England, I feel like we see a different Kane to what we see for Bayern. Where for Bayern, he's bagging and bagging and bagging and bagging, but he's involved a lot as well. I feel like for England, he looks like he's 10 years older than he is. Does that make sense what I'm saying to you? From the Euros even, I remember, and listen, I was one of them. I was saying that, by half-time, hook this guy off, bring on Ivan Toney, because Kane was looking a bit too sluggish for the team. And again, he seems to be a little bit off the pace. He did make a nice couple channel runs before whipping in crosses against right to the keeper, but yeah, not his best ever game, But again, it is what it is. We go to 5th, we have Eberechi Eze, newly of Arsenal, of course, one of the many Arsenal players in this team, actually, funnily enough. I think the little link up was, marvelous. In and around the box, it was very, like, the close control, I liked it. Getting out of tight spaces, I liked it. Obviously, the finishing could have used some work, because there was one occasion where he ballooned it over the bar, but luckily for him, it does not count, because Marcus Rashford, who I guess played the cross, did he play the cross? No, he made the first run and it was a cutback. Either way, Rashford was offside, so it didn't count. It does not go towards his shots off target, if you will, or BCM. But again, I liked what he offered. Maybe could be a bit more direct, like we know he can do, has done for Crystal Palace for, the last year or two. So again, big ups to him. In 4th place, now we have... What was that? Oh, I know what it was. You know what it was. That was your cue to subscribe if you ain't already, because international break, we're still here every day by hook or back. I know it's late, I apologize, but we are here no matter what. In 4th now, however, is Anderson. For his England debut, that was class. And again, look, if you argue for his number 1, 2 or 3, by all means, fair enough. I think the top 4, they all had, really good games. But I think I'm going to put him 4th because there was that chance that he maybe should have scored. But other than that, I mean, tackles, he was virtually flawless. His passing, I'm sure he played over 100 passes. The guy was just incredible. And he looked like he'd been there for years. I'm someone that, like, I know he's been cold, you know, at Forest, but I've never really paid attention to Forest midfielders, if you know what I mean. Like, obviously, you've got Chris Wood bagging 20 goals. You've got Elanga and Cho, new lease of life. You've got the fullbacks doing great jobs. And the centre-backs, Murillo, Milenkovic, Klaas, and Sells as well. We don't really gas up Elliot Anderson like that. And for someone so young, I believe he's 22, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, he could have a future here. We talk about Adam Wharton. That's someone that's another baller as well. Elliot Anderson. Have England finally started developing passing midfielders? Maybe they have. Big ups to him. That was a great debut. Hopefully we see more of the same. Into our top 3. In 3rd place, we have Declan Rice. This guy, you know, we spoke about someone that maybe should have scored his goal. Well, Declan Rice did get his goal. It was a lovely bullet header. And he finally got to celebrate a goal properly. Because as we know, the last time... No, was it the last time? He may have scored since then, actually, to be fair to you. It's 1 a.m, so excuse my memory. But one of the more recent times that he scored, he did not get to celebrate because he's one of the first ever players to do apology shamelessly in an international game. Guys, I've never seen that before. In my defense, so not in my defense, but rather to cook myself, someone in my TikTok comments did mention actually that Mbolo scored against Cameroon and did my bad as well. So actually Rice was not the first, but regardless, doing that against a country is crazy. I get it, but it's crazy. Nevertheless, look, great header, good goal. One of the reasons why Andorra barely did anything in the other direction is because anytime they even sniffed the opportunity to even try and go forward, Declan Rice is there. Intercept, tackle, give the ball away. I say give the ball away, give it as in to another England player, not give it to an Andorra player. You get what I'm saying anyway. So he was a big reason why Andorra offered absolutely nothing going forward. But that is something that we expect from Declan Rice by now. We've seen it in an England shirt, in a West Ham shirt, in an Arsenal shirt many, many times. Something that I was not expecting. Second, Madueke. I didn't know he had this in him, guys. I will be so real. That was not part of the plan. Like, again, he done alright against Liverpool. There was that battle with Kirkes where some argue like he locked him up or whatever. I think which is a good battle, 50-50. But this, bro, I'm going to keep it real with you lot. I've never really rated Madueke like that at any point. Today, he was moving like... Do you guys remember George Best against Northampton Town, 1970? For those of us who remember. When he bagged 6 goals and he was just terrorizing them. Now, obviously, yeah, he didn't quite bag 6 goals, but he can somewhat claim the assist for the first goal. He crossed it in and then it was a Andorra own goal. It looked like he was saying, yeah, that's my goal, that's my goal. But in his post-match interview, he said, no, you know what, fair. Like, I'm not going to claim that one. When I score, I want it to be a goal that I definitely scored. But again, look, big ups to him. He was taking on guys 1v1. He was direct. He was beating his man. He got his man... I believe the Andorra left back got a very early yellow card within like the first 5-10 minutes because of Madueke. So look, big ups to him. If he can play that going forward, hey, England are chilling. But as I said, his assist is not quite an assist. The only actual assist of the game came from our number 1, our man of the match, Reece James. That pinpoint delivery, like a targeted missile. It's like he put... You know those Kamehamehas that Goku does, yeah? But then like it's channeled and it targets the brother even when you're running away. And that's how Declan Rice, look, it was on a plate. There's a pun about rice and plate there. I can't make it right now because it's 1:15 in the morning. My brain is not active enough to think of the cold jokes and whatnot. So forgive me. But Reece James, as we always say, bro, if he can stay fit, that is a serious right back. If he can stay fit from now to the World Cup, he should be starting. And then it's a battle between, in my opinion, Lewis Skelly and Livramento for the other side. I think Livramento can play both sides. I think he's class. But yeah, Reece James, defensively, I can't really say much, right? He kept a clean sheet. But again, Andorra offered virtually nothing. Do you guys think that Tuchel ball was moving you? What did you think of the game? Was that like a same old England? Was it just teething problems? Obviously, a few players missing. Your Palmers and Sakas in particular. Bellingham as well, actually. So it is not England's best 11. But I guess a win is a win in World Cup qualifiers. My own team, Ghana, we drew 1-1 with Chad, so I can't even talk too much. But nevertheless, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. A bit of a shorter one, but don't worry, I'll make up for it tomorrow. And I'm thinking to do a TikTok live at some point where I bring you guys on stage, we have a conversation and you give me your takes and whatnot. We'll see how that goes. But again, follow on TikTok, all the platforms. Have a great weekend. I'll see you man in a bit. Bosh.